What's up, everybody? Welcome to our spoiler-free reaction. We have a lot of people in the house tonight. You can't even see everyone that's here. That's mainly because they don't have appropriate masks for the get up. So off camera, we have a good friend of mine. You might even call him a buddy of mine. His name is Buddy, and he's
not your buddy, friend.
Say what's up, Buddy.
What's up, guys?
As you well know, as I've discussed on other shows and stuff, I'm not a big fan of being touched. I don't like people touching me. I like my own space. There's one person I make an exception for, and that's that man. From God's hands to his. I swear to God. That's a true story. And we also have Bearded Keith off to the side. Say what's up, Keith.
Hey, what's up?
And then we have Dante from Nerd Rage Radio, as you well know. We have another good friend, a new friend, Mr. E.M. Tyler, that you may know from the Transformers circles.
Yes.
And then we have, of course, Adam Russman and Uncle Dolphin, whose legs are smooth as silk. So, real quick, we're gonna do what we always do here, which is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're gonna be relatively quick. If you want the spoilerific version of this, feel free to check out the Nerd Rage Radio podcast, which is coming in just a few hours. Probably is here. Chances are you've downloaded it already. So fear not. So we'll start with the good. We'll go right on down. Buddy Keith, do you want to get in on this verbally? No, here and
Doesn't matter.
did you have any pros that you want to add?
That was tough.
I thought the fight scenes and action was alright.
Fight scenes and action. All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Tyler, what do you have for the good?
I think the backstories were good. I think they fleshed out the characters as much as they could in the time given, for the most part.
I think that's fair. It's actually one of my pros too, just the general kind of character beats. Dante, you?
The good?
Yeah.
It was a good action movie.
Dante, did you still have wing sauce on your face when we were at the movie theater? Be honest. Be honest. Speak just the facts.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm talking to Keith. I kept
Yeah.
going like that, trying to make sure I had
Did you have a wet wipe that was approximately 2x2?
not with me.
But did they give you one at the restaurant that we were at?
So people then
It was the smallest wet wipe I've ever
I
seen.
opened it and it ripped right away, and I just kind of gave up.
It was ridiculous.
Nah.
But what did you like though?
Action scenes were pretty good. It was a good action movie. That's about it.
Okay. Mr. Russman, what do you have, sir?
I liked all the characters. I think they did well with all the characters, with the exception of maybe one or two. It's what you expected from the trailers. Like, you like the characters that you thought you were gonna like. Be it Waller was really done well. Harley was done well. Actually, Deadshot, very likable. Very likable, that Will Smith.
He's a likable guy. He's a charming guy. Even when he's a killer.
Nice and safe.
You just want to have him over for dinner.
You let your daughter go sleep over at his daughter's
Just hang
house.
out.
Not a problem. Don't even need a call to check.
You're like, hang out with Jaden. He seems mentally sound.
Fine. Just don't come back wearing a dress.
That young man wears sundresses. How do you feel about that? Do you like that?
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Look, and I'm all about expressing yourself and all that, and I'm all about being who you are, but just call me a dinosaur. I like a pair of pants on.
You know what I'm not a fan of either?
Hmm.
I don't mind an asymmetrical haircut. That's too much going on. There's too much going on.
What about when chicks shave the side of their heads?
It's okay.
I'm okay with that.
I'm into it.
I'm into that too, sir.
So Harley was done well. The Joker was done. It was good. I like him. I didn't think when it started off, I was like, oh, I don't like this, but then I kind of liked it, and I didn't like it, then I really liked it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it there.
I had a bit of an emotional ride with it too.
Roller coaster. I thought that the backstory aspect of it, how they kind of they had fun with it. They had, it was that type of movie.
Would you say it was a fun romp?
It was. Actually, I am pleasantly surprised. I expected a lot worse. I thought it would be a total. Oh crap! You edit that out later.
No, you're gonna edit that right now.
How many minutes are we in? I thought it was gonna be a big steaming pile, and it wasn't that. It was like a popcorn flick. So I'm happy with that aspect. I'll let you go.
Joe KW, what do you have, sir?
It was entertaining. It was enjoyable. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like I walked out of X-Men and I was like, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, you do have a bad mouth. You have a filthy
I have
mouth.
a terrible mouth.
You have a filthy mouth,
I'm like
Joe.
this at work too, man. It's terrible.
Joe, you are. I have heard that you are the dolphin with the filthiest mouth on the planet. Is that true? These facts.
It's facts.
Okay. What else did you like?
I like Will Smith.
Yeah, who doesn't, right?
Right?
He's
He
just.
was
he's
like
just
Fan, actually.
From summertime.
Genji
From
was
summertime '89 to summertime 2016.
Boomerang. Surprisingly, I like Boomerang a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
How often can you say you root for Jai Courtney? It never happens.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's true. And then for myself, I think that the pros were definitely just character beats, small character beats throughout that they kind of hit and made you have those like DC feels. If you're a DC guy, which I am, it's getting harder to be. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's getting increasingly harder month by month to be a DC guy, but I am. And there's little beats. There's tons and tons of moments for each character really that they really took just the slightest bit of a moment, let them have their little time to shine, and then moved on. And then that time to shine was usually very it hit the nail on the head of what you wanted from that character.
But not too much on the nose.
Not too much on the nose.
All right, so let's just go around. What character did they nail the best?
We'll start with Keith.
I guess Harley. I thought
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah,
That's
well-
good. That's good.
The best.
Tyler.
Waller.
Amanda
Waller.
You're probably right.
Yeah. that's my vote as well. That's my vote
Dante.
as well.
I was gonna go Harley, but she said Waller. Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
She was perfect.
She was
Like,
perfect.
Picture
Great.
perfect.
What about you, Joe?
From now on,
I don't
when
know
I
enough
look
about
at
DC to be a
that's
to
fair.
judge.
That's true.
Like that would be unfair of me to say.
Yeah, I think that Waller is the most spot on.
Yeah.
But you know, Harley I felt Harley was weird to me. Like I liked her, but there was moments where I was like, this is Harley, and then I was like, this doesn't sound like that Harley. I don't know if the voice is an act that she does, like that her character does. You know, like that Harley Quinn, nice to meet you. You know, because she didn't have that kind of cadence.
It wasn't continuous.
Right.
You know, that's what I got towards the end. Like I felt like it was an act. Her character
Right.
put on an act,
Yeah.
and
Like
that's not
No.
how she really is.
I don't know because this is a little spoilery, but when before that transition happened, she did have that accent. You know,
Not like
No,
that.
it was the scene
But
where
there's
she
times
was
where she's
upset.
being more animated.
Well, there's times after the accident where she doesn't have it.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Now, could that be attributed to
but
a
you-
mental thing, like a psychological?
No,
Maybe.
that's what I'm saying.
I think
it's-
accents can anybody has an accent sometimes when you can go up and go down. It can be inconsistent.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like a 10 and a 0 at times.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
But I don't think it was. I don't think it was like a. It didn't pull me out of it. You know what I mean?
It made me question it.
Really.
It made me stop and say, like, is which is the real her?
Okay.
And is there one? And I'm okay with all those options, but it just made me ask. Now the bad. Keith, would you like to? Oh yeah, the bad is fine. Would you like to chime in on the bad? It's almost like, where do you start?
Yeah. Like one thing though?
A couple things, anything,
Okay.
just off the top of your head, things that like really just got stuck in your craw.
Like Doc Croc or Killer Croc.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You can call him Doc Croc.
Yeah.
I like to call him MC Croc. I like to call him Young Croc.
Yeah.
Or Lil Croc.
Well,
Croc
And-
Money.
Like little things that they had the characters say
Uh-huh.
that were just all from the character.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I had some of those moments, especially. I don't want to be spoilery, but there did seem to be little things that said I was just like, wait, what? Wait, why would she? Well, look forward to that on Nerve Rage because I'm gonna be digging in on that a good bit. Mr. Tyler, how about you, sir?
Croc was a huge issue for me. Just Croc.
All of it, or the iguana crawl?
It was the iguana crawl plus the bobblehead and the.
I wonder if he tripped in the suit and just started playing off. Is that what it is?
That would have been awesome.
Use that.
Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
I'm a reptile.
Yeah.
I'm a reptile. We're bad guys. This is what we do. But we're also reptiles. This is also what we do.
I think the character as a whole, I didn't. You
Yeah.
know, I just think the actor made
A lot of this.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of
Maybe that's
growling
what
and-
crocodiles do.
Yeah.
I'm not a.
He
I
lets
feel
himself
like
play
crocodiles.
with it, too.
I feel like crocodiles normally do this.
No, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it like that though. It was a different way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
He tried to be a predator. Yeah, like he looked like,
Yeah.
almost like a cat.
Do you feel like Joker tried to be a little bit animalistic as well?
Mm.
Yeah.
I felt that way a lot. Like a lot of
He's a snake.
like a lot of
A bit
You know,
eccentric.
animalistic kind of.
Mhm.
What about you, Dante, for bad?
Croc, as it went along, like as it got later in the film,
It was only the later bits.
he was fine early on.
Because he didn't talk earlier.
True.
Good point.
I don't know. I had some issue with.
Do you find him to be beautiful? True or false?
Croc?
Or do you think that self worth is
I'm not editing
important?
that part. I'm not editing that part.
Yeah, good body image. That's what it was.
I mean, he felt good about himself, and that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Empowering.
But I couldn't care less.
Right.
There's some parts of Joker I felt felt a little too over the top.
Uh-huh.
That kind of took me out of it for a second, but ultimately I was fine with it. But Croc was the bigger issue going towards once he started talking.
Uh-huh.
That's when I was like, all right, we can go ahead and check out now. That's probably really the biggest issue I had.
What about you?
I'm glad you asked.
Mm.
All right, so here's my big problem. It's a systemic problem with the DC films, starting with Man of Steel, and unfortunately, even though I love Nolan and I was happy with what he did 2 out of 3 times in the Batman films.
Make sure you project.
Don't yell at me.
I'm just
So because he's like a super realist. You know what I mean? He likes real effects. He doesn't like digital effects, and he brought that to Superman. And I feel like he held down too much on Zack Snyder for Superman. And then when Zack Snyder did Man of Steel, BVS, it was like all ultra mega all the time, right? But now you have this Man of Steel, and I keep on thinking of Perry White. Do you imagine what people would do if they found out like people exist, like this exists? Well, apparently they do in this world. They're all over the place. They've been there for 6,000 years. And that I don't feel like it's in the same world. I don't feel like Man of Steel translating to a BBS translating to this is right. You know what I mean? And because this was so flashy and so crazy. I mean, like the visual effects of like what the big bad guy was visually interesting to me. I liked it. I liked whatever he was doing, like, destroying matter on a cellular level or whatever, or the molecular level was interesting. It was visually interesting. It was striking, but it was so fantastic and it was such a huge jump. And I feel like we've already made kind of a huge jump with BVS, and now this is even a kind of a goofier jump. And I don't think that they've earned it. Like, with the MCU, you had Iron Man, you had Hulk, you had Thor, and then you kind of take these subtle steps to more and more fantastic stuff, and it works. And then when you see the Avengers on the big screen, by that time you've been spoon-fed this fantastic world, and you don't care anymore. With this, it's just the third jump, and it's just like it's too much of a leap for me. So that really dragged down the movie. Like all of a sudden, like especially El Diablo, who I liked, but like. They made it a point, I think, visually to see how fantastic his powers were. Like everybody's like, "Whoa, look!" Let's all stop and get a half a second shot of everybody's face while he's flaming on.
I think he was like Ant-Man.
You know what I mean?
He was as smooth as Ant-Man.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's the best suicide movie they can make. Yeah.
I don't think so.
So that was bad for me. The stuff with Killer Croc, I didn't care. I'm just trying to diversify the villains.
Yes.
So they're trying to.
That's a miss.
That's what they
Yeah.
It's about time we had a green villain.
It's about time. It's about time. As long as he's not English, we're good.
Yeah, there's been enough Brits.
Yeah, no British villains.
Even the Nazis are British.
The poor British people.
Those movies.
Always the villains.
They sound so sophisticated.
They do.
Yeah,
Much smarter than us.
Yeah, their voices make them seem smart and intimidating.
It's not a scene, but it is.
We're intimidated with our simple ways.
So dumb.
Go ahead, Joe. Bad.
I didn't like the Joker. Like every time he was on the screen, I cringe. I'm like, ugh.
Well,
This is bad.
that's only a bad 5 minutes for you then.
Yeah. that and I thought the pacing was terrible. Like it dragged. Like there was good. It wasn't like the whole movie was slow, but it was just so much. I think it was just pacing issue. It seemed to drag for me.
I feel like I agree with the dragging bit, but I only agree with the dragging bit because I feel like the whole movie was the third act of another movie. It was like a really long third act.
Like the first and second half were quick as hell.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I just felt like I don't know in regard to the villains. See, I feel like I don't know I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing
Well,
exactly.
I'm waiting to get to that's the ugly.
Sure, but I don't know. I don't understand the motivation. I don't understand exactly what it is that they're doing. There's no time spent with them, and it's just frustrating. And I feel like all of that happening without really understanding the world that you're in.
Yeah.
I was telling him in the car ride home, I wanted Flash to come through the screen in 3D style out into the audience and be like, "Is this too soon? It's too soon!" And then run back away.
Went back in time and fixed it.
Ugly. What do you got, Keith?
I think my ugly you guys already covered. Like, it was just a mess.
Mm.
And, I don't know. Killer Croc kind of looked like one of the
Goombas.
big Goombas.
What about you, Tyler?
Oh, man. I think the climax, so to speak, the big villain or issue. It's not spoilery because it's in the previews. We got a big explosion or whatever in the sky, and we've seen it so many times before, and I'm tired of that, honestly. I felt like there was the villain's motivations were really hollow, so to speak.
What about you, Dante?
There was one thing with El Diablo.
Yes.
He said he spent the whole movie kind of keeping to himself. I don't know if that's spoilerish, whatever. And then he goes in this whole thing. I already lost one family. I'm not losing another.
Like how? Yeah.
Like,
That was kind of weak.
Yeah, like there
Son,
are. Yeah,
you just been hanging out.
there's a
for
lot of that doesn't
3
feel
hours.
earned. Them feeling like a strong team is not earned
Yeah.
at all.
They should have. They should have had 1 or 2 more missions.
The Rick
Yeah.
Flag dead shot connection is kind of earned,
Yeah.
but
Especially
that's
the kids.
yeah,
the
but that's
letters.
about it.
Yeah.
What about you for the
All
other?
right. So this little slightly spoilery, but there's a certain aesthetic that the bad guys encompass, right? And then later, when one of the other guys like goes super hard with that same aesthetic, I was like, "What is going on here?" I was like, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen." It was all like that 1 second was like the third act of Fantastic Four for me. You know?
Yeah.
It was. It was just like.
I felt the same way. I
Yeah,
drew
it
the
was
same
like, oh
comparison.
wow, look at these Incan-looking monsters. What a cool idea. She's like in South America and found this thing, and they'd be possessed by this ancient witch. And then you know, I'm gonna freaking use my Mighty Morphin powers and become a walking Ghost Rider knockoff. And it was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. You know, I don't know. And then like the fact that like at this point in the movie too, like it's like, hey Harley, Captain Boomerang, just go sit down. Just go sit down.
Actually, Deadshot, you might want to have a seat too.
Maybe. Like he seemed more menacing, you know?
You know, like keep Diablo in the mix.
Yeah.
You know, and
Maybe Croc. Croc take
Katana
hit.
was
maybe
alright,
Croc.
I guess.
Katana got a magic.
Katana,
She got a magic
he-
sword.
She has a magic
Magic
sword.
swords could
That
go a long way.
also,
Look at King Arthur.
I didn't
Magic
understand,
swords.
and it would be kind of spoiler.
Yeah,
The whole sword thing,
yeah,
you know?
you could have just had her sword in the movie.
Yeah.
Joe, what about you, bro?
I think it was covered mainly. It's the spectacle of it, the CG. It's always like
Yeah,
I guess
CGI
they don't know
was
where
weak.
they don't know where to go with like how to portray a villain with being bad, so they make it so that they just have this huge CG power.
It's not even
No, they have
it's
super,
not
they have
even
super
that.
undulating powers.
I didn't mind.
Super,
okay,
super
I'll get it.
undulating powers.
I didn't mind.
Is this
I don't.
distracting you?
I didn't mind. I can't see it. I didn't mind that that there's so much CGI. I didn't mind let me stop that. I didn't mind the CGI work. What I mind is that at the end of these DC movies, the whole thing is now like 3 for 3, a CGI extravaganza, and we just have flashing lights and things falling apart, and like I want to have the Iron Man Captain America fight from Civil War. I want
personal.
I want a personal thing.
They kind of had that. They tried to have that, but then it was shown to be like pointless anyway.
I also
I can't say because it's kind of spoiled, but you know they had a scuffle, but then it didn't lead nowhere.
yeah.
And like at the end, it's like, oh, that didn't happen at all. It was a waste of time.
Yeah. The
That was kind of
Right?
weird. Like, why would you waste time doing all that?
Yeah. And
The
then she was
other-
like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
That was fun.
The other ugly bit for me was Croc at the end when he started talking a lot. It just got worse and worse. It started seeming like a caricature of itself. And like, if like, you know, we had this discussion all the time on Nerd Rage about racism and what is racism, and like, I don't know if that's racism, but it has racism tendencies.
I cringed a little bit.
Yeah, it's something weird about it. I also don't like the reptile crawl that Croc did. That was pretty ugly.
Thank goodness we didn't see any more of that. Because
There's
If you did it more often, it would be normal,
Yeah, if
right?
he did
Because
it more
it's
often,
tourists.
it's fine.
there's an
See
extravagant
some bad lines.
there's an extravagant CGI scene that deals with a battleship. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. And I don't know how much money they spent on
You know,
it,
it's funny.
but they should have
I never peg you as a minimalist.
reinvested that into something else. And I'm trying to think if I have any other ugly. Then there's
The songs.
almost the last piece of dialogue that Harley says to the villain. I hate it.
that was
I
terrible.
hate it, and I think it's entirely unearned. We'll be talking about that more on Nerd Rage Radio.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we go, let's give it a number out of 10. Well, buddy, let's get you in on this. Out of 10, shout it out.
I wasn't even really looking. I mean, I was pretty unbiased, and I maybe gave it a 6.
All right. 6, Keith?
I think I agree with that.
Uh-huh.
6.
Tyler?
Give it a 5.
Dante?
6'5".
Russman?
I'm giving it a 6.5 too because it's actually maybe more like a 7 for me because I did enjoy it, but I expected it to be crap. So it's like I said before, like if you want, like, you know, I feel like I was seeing Sharknado today. It was like the best Sharknado movie that I ever seen. Because I had my expectations were like here, like, you know, it wasn't bad. It was a popcorn flick, so 6.5.
Yeah, I walked in with the expectation of a 5, but I came up with a solid 6.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 6, but I think it's only because I got to see some things on the screen that I thought I would never see before. Like, you know, I got to see Harley and Joker on the screen at the same time. It's just something I never thought I'd ever get to see.
I got one more. Maybe I don't know how I feel about it yet. Is the love?
Yeah,
It's like-
we'll get there.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that's Nerd Rage stuff. But I think if I didn't have the connection to DC, I think I'd give it a 5. So, if you want to hear our spoilerific thoughts, we're going to be on Nerd Rage Radio here shortly. And that's the guy, chances are you've already downloaded already. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.